Okay, hey Hillary, we're back.
Honey, long time no see.
Long time no see. It was 5 seconds ago. Not
Yes.
even.
We are recording on Sunday, November 17th. If you're listening, it is on or after November 27th, 2024. A big leap
Big
because
leap.
you guys just missed side A of How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. This is episode 46 of season 6.
Yes, and welcome to the second half of our Tart Talk of 2024. You need to go back to last week and listen to side A. Otherwise, maybe you're fine starting on side B. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I feel like for one good reason, it's going to flow better if you
Yeah.
start on side A, and that is because we have already had 7 shots.
We are 7 shots into this album.
7 shots in. I mean, they
So
weren't like full shots, but they were
it's
shots, almost.
I don't think we need to downplay
No.
the
Okay.
giddiness that we are getting into.
69 shots before we started this out.
I know, right? So yeah, and so if you missed it, we do a shot every time we finish a song.
We got this idea from Bruce Springsteen, who does that when he records a song, when he's finished recording a song, but it could take him weeks or months, days to record a song, and we're just reading stuff about the songs.
He's not getting through 12 songs in an hour and a half.
So this is way more literal than I think Springsteen made that.
Yeah, but we like it.
Yeah.
Our drink is called Love and Peace. It is Skrewball peanut butter whiskey, banana liqueur, and Bailey's Irish cream. And it is.
Yes. And we only had to buy the banana liqueur because we already had the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're staples in our liquor cabinet.
And now we're going to have to make lots of banana liqueur drinks.
Yeah.
Luckily, it lasts a while.
Drink this. I got to get more Skrewball, but I could drink this like weekly. Like, this is a good drink.
Yeah.
If you like sweet, it's
sweet, but also my banana liqueur is 99 proof. So
yeah.
there's not a lot of sweet.
I don't know how much mine is, but it's not 99. But the lady, I'm serious, the liquor store lady was like, "Did you want to buy this?" And I'm like, "No."
I know the guy asked me, he's like, "It's really strong." And I'm like, I gotta get it.
And then I started thinking, do they get to taste everything here? Like, they seem to know every single drink, every single bottle. Do they?
No. You would think that liquor companies would give tastings and this or that.
Yeah.
Not the last Tart Talk, but the episode before that, when we were talking about the Tart Talk and saying how we're talking about the album and getting progressively drunker as we go, someone was like, Blue Sky was like, I had to stop the episode and say this is now my new favorite quote.
Well, you know what? We should have said this in the first episode, but we encourage you to do the same when you're listening.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if it's something non-alcoholic or whatever, just enjoy the motion of it. We also should recommend that they listen to the song before we start talking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So if you're just starting this out, listen
to a man and a woman right now.
Right now.
We'll wait while you get all weird about it.
'Cause yeah.
Okay, let's get into a man and a woman.
Okay. It's been played 2 times, and I bet we have heard it the same number of times. 0. So our records are correct with that one.
Yeah, so one time, only one legitimate time, and that was it just Bono and Edge, or was it the whole band? The Clinton Foundation's 10th anniversary.
Right.
The other time was Bono and Eli in Greece.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which this feels a little weird to me, father and son singing this album together. Yeah. That kind of creeps me out. But what are you going to do?
So, a theme we have not spoken about yet is that there's a lot of Latin feel in this album. And this is one of those songs that has that Latin.
It's literally, I wrote down the word Latinized. Someone used it, Bono or Edge or someone used that term.
Yeah.
Maybe Edge did it, was Latinized, and then Bono came in. This is the only one I really feel it on, I think. I don't know. It's so pronounced.
Oh, there's
Bono
another
calls it
song that
what?
I feel is Latinized too, but we'll get to that.
Bono calls it we keep talking at the same time.
You go
Go.
ahead.
Bono calls it a little gift of a song. It's like a jukebox gem.
No, it's not.
And I don't know what jukebox he listens to, but
I don't know, 'cause I felt like I had to read that sentence, like, several times, like, is he talking what song is he
about the
talking
song before,
right,
because it could have been about All Because of You, but it's not.
no, I had a hard time figuring out what he was talking about because it wasn't this, and it's not the next song.
Crumbs from Your Table. It could have been Crumbs from Your Table, but it's not.
That's not a jukebox song either, it's Gem either.
What was your note for this?
So my first note was Latin groove, my second note is, I do not love this song,
I put there is an entire Shadow album. They have 12 other songs they could have chose from,
right?
including Fast Cars, not including Fast Cars.
Right.
And they were like, "How do we get Fast Cars on this album?" And they added it to the Japanese release. But I'm like, "Why was that a struggle? I could have
I
fit
don't
it in right
know.
for you."
Yeah. So, again, we revisit that love is wonderful and sucks. This is what I get from this song, and I wrote stuff, but I'm not sure it's gonna translate well, but I think because Bono and Ali were so young when they got together, that it's still some kind of, like, novelty to him, because most people
Yeah.
don't have that, that you get together when you're a kid and you're still together almost 50 years later.
Yeah.
And that's why Bono still talks about the magic of, relationships when you've gone through a couple of them. I don't think it's the same. I
Right.
don't think you have I don't know, but I mean, in my life, I don't get that. And I mean, maybe it's just 'cause haven't I never met the right
Yeah.
guy, I don't know, but that's how I feel about this. But it also makes me sad that he continuously writes about losing love. And it's not like it's this is flat out love. This is not mother god. This is not that.
Right.
This is, I could never take a chance on losing love to find romance. But I don't think that those are like I don't think you have to pick one or the other of those things.
To me, I see that as romance is exciting and comes easily in young relationships, young as in early in a relationship, not young people necessarily. Romance and love don't exist, have to exist at the same time.
Right.
And it's usually the romance that can lead to love, but you can continue to love without romance existing. And when I read that line, I think of, he's on the road. He's a rock star. Like there are people fawning at his feet all the time. And he could have all kinds of romantic, like little one up like this, and there, but it's not worth losing the love because that's not love. So when I read it, that's what
It's such
romance
a
is exciting and love is hard.
yeah, I get that. But I just feel like I mean, I guess, his situation is so unique
Yeah.
that it's still magic to him to,
Yeah.
you
But I
know,
think he's also talking himself out of that because romance is exciting.
he talks about it in another song. I mean, a lot of other songs,
Right.
but on
For sure.
hold on,
But
I
it's
think
almost
it's
like he's like, love beats romance, love beats romance, love beats romance. Like he's reminding himself, love
right,
beats romance.
exactly. But he says the same words and
I'm also researching because I wrote down that I need to look in song by song. Oh, I didn't highlight anything. There's a quote from Bono. I'm going to read this quote while you're looking for that.
okay.
Bono explains, a man and a woman was about rediscovering a kind of flirtatious and romantic love when you were younger and less sure-footed in the ways that love can take you. It's that distance around the subject, seduction and beautiful flirtation, which is in the end the most sexual thing, the not knowing, the not going there. Men and women want to trample that mysterious distance that lies between us. I'm intrigued by it. It keeps me interested. I mean, he's obsessed with women. And I mean, in the sense that they're so mysteriously wise and powerful.
Right.
And they should be respected because of that, not in a purely like physical fashion kind of thing.
I don't know what I was looking for, but I think it's something off of either E and I or I and E. So I also think that you have to, you know, look at him as like that's something that eluded him when his mother died. And then he surrounds himself with lots and lots of women and strong, independent women. And
Yeah. I mean,
that
his
is
entire staff is women.
right. And that is, there is something very remarkable about the distance between a man and a woman.
Yeah,
No matter what the relationship is.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, not that there's not a remarkable difference between a man and a man and a woman and a woman, but, like,
I mean, we'll never truly understand each other.
no, no.
Yeah. On a little bit of a lighter note, Bono says, this is from Niall Stokes. He says, we're on a man and a woman, and he makes like a magician about to pull off his ultimate party piece, a conjuring trick to end all conjuring tricks. Wait till you hear this, he yells out. No one would know it, but I'm about to show you where this song came from, where it was stolen from. I'm going to sing like it's a Thin Lizzy song. And he does, apparently, and it's like, everyone's like, what? I don't know Thin Lizzy well enough to get that. There is a little
I know
homage,
Thin Lizzy a little bit, but this doesn't sound like that.
but I guess if you sing it in Phil's voice, I don't know. There's a little homage to Gavin Friday in it. The mention of Saint Divine, Rue Saint Divine.
Yeah, yeah.
There is no Rue Saint Divine. That does not exist.
Really?
No, I Googled it, and the internet is full of, where's this street he's talking about?
Oh, interesting.
Saint Divine was the name of a kid that they went to school with who, I don't know what the circumstances are. I think he was gay. I was going to say trans, but I think he was gay. And he moved to New York to find acceptance. And he went by the name Saint Divine, or people called him Saint Divine, something like that. That's what the Gavin Friday song is about.
Okay.
With that guy. I also don't understand the little sister.
I was just about to say that.
I mean, it sounds good in the lyrics, but
Yeah.
I would love these lyrics in a different musical context. I would like to hear that. Can we drink to it and move on?
They're great lyrics, and it just doesn't quite get there with me. Okay, to Love and Peace.
Love and Peace.
And a Man and a Woman.
I mean, Hillary texted me earlier and was like, there's one song that I just put, I don't like it. I'm like, I bet you I know which one it is. She's like, it's the only weird one.
I think my exact quote was, "This song is weird and I don't like it because I have it written right here." And it is this song. You were correct.
Yeah.
This is track 8, Crumbs from Your Table. Don't like it. It's weird.
This is the one you put, don't like it, it's weird.
Yes.
Interesting. I thought it was going to be
You thought it was a man and a woman? No,
No.
it's Crumbs from Your Table.
Okay.
I don't like a man and a woman either, but it's not weird.
This one, again, I really brushed it off until I was researching it.
Yeah.
This is the one that has been related to Bullet the Blue Sky, contextually.
Okay.
Especially that first verse. From the brightest dark of the blackest hole, you had so much to offer. Why did you offer your soul? Because it's about, he's going to countries, he's going to America, and he's going to these religious institutions. And he's like, these people are dying. They need like 5 cents a day to stay alive. I'm making up that statistic. There's something in this book, this How to Man Atomic Bomb book, that says something like 69.8% of statistics are made up. And they were like giving the crumbs. They have so much money.
Get it? It just, to me, it just feels weird. Like, I don't know, I just don't like it.
I wrote, I have the gist of this song, but didn't really pay attention to it. Oh, snap. It is mean. It is a mean song. And I blame it on the fact that Bono and Edge don't actually remember writing it.
Right. So
Like, you were drunk when you wrote it. They put off our faces, off our trolley,
right, so
and
it's
more than a few on board. Those are
yeah,
the three quotes.
Anna sings they sang their faces off, which I love that. Um, and I that's another one we need to add to, like, pissed as farts is off
Yeah,
your trolley.
more than a few on board.
That's it, and they're bad at that apparently. Apparently.
It's the only time we've ever successfully, that's debatable, written a song with more than a few on board. We're famously bad at that.
Yeah. So the music on this album has a similar sound, and not just a U2 sound, but a very specific How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb sound.
Mhm.
And I'm not musical enough to tell you what the definition of that sound is, but this song is like classic that like I mean, you could hear it I could hear if I didn't know it was on the album, I could hear and know that this is where it came from.
Niall Stokes called it one of the most vicious songs ever. And if you just listen to the lyric, the music is deceptive. It is it's pretty vicious
It is
talking about it.
I think that that's what I'm saying when I say it's weird. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Um how many times have you heard it? Me too. In
It's been
Omaha.
played 7.
Yeah. Ann Carr, who is a sister Ann Carr, is mentioned in it. She's a medical missionary from Ireland who works somewhere in Africa with AIDS patients. And I guess she called up Bono one day while they were in the studio, and he was like, I'm going to put you in the song.
Aw.
So that whole where you live should not decide whether you live or whether you die. 3 to a bed, sister Ann, she said. Dignity passes by. The where you live should not decide whether you live or whether you die is classic Bono.
And I kind of feel bad about the song because that has to be one of his best lyrics.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
I
in a
get
weird song.
knowing more about the song and really paying attention to the lyrics. I just was never drawn in by the music to pay attention to it.
Mm-mm. No, I agree. It's
So
just
now
that
I
one
listen to
line
it and I'm like,
that
oh,
I
fuck.
yeah. That lyric is I mean, god. I use that lyric all the time in, like,
Yeah.
when I'm angry posts.
Yeah. So when you, I was there for you, baby, when you needed my help. Would you deny for others what you demand for yourself?
And, I just saw a and I don't have enough specifics about it, but I just saw, like, a chart of, like, the top states for, like, good education and housing, and then the bottom, like, the top 10 and the bottom 10 or something like that. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out what those states are gonna be. Alabama, Mississippi, and,
Yeah.
etcetera, that these red states, and that's exactly where you live should not determine if you get good healthcare, if you get good education, if you live or die, and I think about that lyric, like, every day.
America, we have so many amazing healthcare providers here. And the science is there, the medicine is there. But where you live depends on whether or not you get that healthcare. And what your skin looks like depends on if you get that healthcare. And that's why we don't fund Africa.
I still think the song is weird, but
Yes. That's why I said the music doesn't match the content.
also, so there was talking about the recording, Bono and Edge were out drinking, and Bono said that, Edge stays up all night and only has to sleep every few days or whatever, but Bono is not a night person. And I'm like, "How do you have that job? Like, your job has made me a night person. How are you not a night person?"
Right? I imagine there's some dramatic shift when he gets home. Like And I know now he's talked about, later in his age, how he likes to get up in the morning and do some writing and this and this and that. I'm like, oh, that must be like a 50, 60-year-old Bono thing. But turns out he's been like that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's just a non-tour
Yeah.
thing.
I don't know. It just kind of made me laugh.
It's true. Your job has made me a night person. My goodness.
I couldn't have this job, my job of being a fan, without being,
Yep.
except, I mean, he gets, before we're out of the venue, he's probably in bed.
This is true. He's already like showered and called home and we're
And we're,
like
we're like,
kicking.
our feet hurt. Where is food and water? Help.
All of Pittsburgh shut down and we can't find anything to eat.
There's no food in Pittsburgh. And he's at his hotel,
Room
eating
service
a
or,
steak or something.
yeah, right?
And we just want crumbs from the table.
We really want crumbs.
Just give us some crumbs, please.
Please
A
tell me I have
cracker.
another.
Just a cracker.
After that, I don't remember ever being so hungry as after that Pittsburgh show. And
And we didn't get any food, though. Like, we went to sleep without
we
any
did
food.
because I think we even looked like in the hotel lobby and it was like
Yeah.
weird microwave pot pies or pizzas. Like,
That was also the room that had the doorbell.
what?
Yeah.
That was a
And I
problem.
just have a problem when I see a button, I have to push it. And we couldn't, at like
Well,
4 in the
it was
morning, we
a
couldn't figure out how to.
ADA room, so it made sense a doorbell if someone needed to hear it. We didn't
Yeah.
know it was an alarm type thing.
No, we didn't know it. And we kept the door open, like trying to figure out how to turn it off. But all you need to do is close the door and then it turned off.
But I mean, how many kids walk down that hole pushing that button?
I don't know.
How many adults push that button?
And I think I said, we should not push that button. And then I pushed it.
It was really alarming.
Alarming. And I don't remember much else. I don't remember I just remember the button in the hotel. I don't remember much else. I feel like it
I
was one
was
of those things where I flew in late and flew out
because
early.
Amanda and I drove to pick you up from the airport, and there was weird construction. It was crazy. I feel like, was it just a few weekends ago? I've seen a doorbell in a hotel recently, and I think it's when I was just at a regatta with my parents. And I was like, don't push it.
But thanks to me, you know now not to push it.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yes.
knew before.
No. Thanks for taking one for the team.
Yeah, no problem. But I
Crumbs from
mean,
your table.
we were freaking the crap out over that doorbell.
It was so loud.
No! It was so I'm sure everyone in our hall heard it, and
And no one went, close the door.
no, I only closed the door because I'm like, "Yeah, people down the hall shouldn't have to hear this."
And it just went off.
And then it went off when I closed the door. But anyway, now you know.
Love and peace. Or else. Okay. Track 9. One step closer.
It's been played 0 times.
Any song that has not been played. 0. I wrote, I'm glad to get to know this song better.
Yes. So and if you listen to other episodes, other Tart Talks, there are a lot of songs that I say this about. But this one sounds like studio, and again, I don't know what that means.
So
It's
I
just
made a note that
a
just
lot of
says
sound in there.
Bono's voice. I just made that note. I didn't put anything about it. And it's because I can just imagine him just sitting there in a chair singing, kind of like brainstorming lyrics into a microphone.
I put it's a beautiful little sad song.
Yeah. Yeah. It started from, again, all the Can't Leave Behind sessions. It was brought back during this session. And once they kind of got everything together, they brought Bono in and he had 15 minutes worth of lyrics.
Amazing.
So it got cut.
Yeah.
And it is about his dad.
It is. It was a conversation. Oh God, I love this story.
It's so
But it was a
good.
conversation between Bono and Noel Gallagher. And Noel asked Bono if his father still had faith when he was in the hospital dying. And Bono said he didn't think so, that he didn't think he knew where he was going. And Noel said, well, he's one step closer to knowing.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I mean, what a comforting thought.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also, I mean, chills because,
Yeah.
I mean, I think by now it's well known here that I am a massive Oasis fan with no Oasis tickets. Um,
Yeah.
but the close friendship, like, you can't have a conversation like that with someone that, you know, you just know in passing. That is a conversation you have with one of your best friends.
Like an intimate, like you're intimate
Very,
with friends. Yeah.
very, very. And I mean,
Emotionally intimate. Yeah.
maybe, I suspect Bono has more people in his life that he's close to than the average person. But for Noel Gallagher to be in that circle just makes me super emotional.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't think I would say the same thing about Liam, but no.
Yeah. Um, I don't have a lot else for this because it's just, I mean, there's kind of not much else to it. It's a gorgeous little moment. But I put, well, the heart that hurts is a heart that beats. And that's a common theme that, and it shows up, and I can't think off the top of my head later, but later in later songs on later albums about like, you have a good heart when it hurts kind of thing.
Very common. Yeah.
When your heart hurts, you're doing stuff right. Yeah. So I just wrote common theme on that.
Yeah, I don't have a lot on this, but it's a wonderful song that has just always been under my radar.
Yeah. I listened a few times to that opening line. I'm around the corner from anything that's real. I'm across the road from hope. Because like you said, like that studio sound, like it's just him raw on the mic
Yeah.
and just
If someone
quiet.
knows what I'm talking about with the studio sound, please let us know because I've never been able to, like, actually say what that sound is, but there are plenty of other songs. The one that comes to mind to me most is, like, "Trip Through Your Wires." It's like there's some.
That sounds just like a live take.
Yeah, that's what
And I
this
think it
sounds like,
is.
a demo or something. It's not a super mixed. I don't know what I guess that's what I'm saying, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just not really produced or anything. Like it just sounds like if this is what the band were to sound like playing it, to me, that's what that means. There's no like auto tune or extra guitar. I don't know.
But there's at least one song on every album that sounds like what I say is studio.
I would be interested to know if this was just like a raw take, like especially with his vocals.
So, I guess that what I would ask I mean, right now, what I would ask Bono over Whiskey and Cake is, what do I mean when I say that?
That's a great, yeah. I love that. We didn't ask him one in the first episode.
No, we didn't.
I didn't have any questions, I guess.
I guess my questions are with certain songs, like, what they would sound like now.
Yeah, we did have that
Yeah,
unsung.
but I think and I could ask this on any album, but what am I talking about when I say studio?
Yeah.
Sounds like studio. I don't know.
But usually, like every other song, I have a question for Whiskey and Cake, and I just haven't. My takeaway from this song is that so far, this is the one that I've really am glad to have gotten to know.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Love and peace.
Love and peace. And we got 3 more songs. Okay.
So the next song, track 10, Original of the Species, and I do have a lot of notes on this.
I have a lot of stuff highlighted. This is written for the original of the species, the first U2 baby.
Yes.
Was the initial inspiration.
Yes.
Holly
Holly,
Evans.
first U2 kid and Bono's goddaughter. This is my other song that feels like it was just me in my car.
Yeah.
It's been played 41 times, I've heard it 4.
Same 4 for me. I like it starts off like a little lullaby,
I have that too, Lullaby.
and then it quickly goes into a song, but that first 3 lines is a little lullaby.
And so it sounds like, and I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like to have rockstar dad. I can't imagine that. The lyrics, "Everywhere you go, you shout it, you don't have to be shy about it." Like, I do on one hand kinda get that because, like,
You were a teenage girl once. Like, don't you wish
was
someone told you that?
I absolutely wish someone taught me that, but also, like, where I live, like, my fam my I come from politicians,
Right.
and I don't ever say my last name. I mean, I literally don't. I'm just Hillary.
Yeah.
I don't have, I don't s because I don't wanna have the conversation, I don't want people to, say, "Are you" whatever. So I, on some level, get being a kid and just kind of
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
not understanding where you are,
Mhm.
and I feel like I get that, but, like, that had to have been just such a struggle, and Edge said when he first heard the song, he cried, and it's just, I think all of it is just about how you fit into the world no matter who you are.
Right. I had this from Niall Stokes' book. It says Bono was thinking about Edge's daughter Holly when Original of the Species took shape first. During the making of All That You Can't Leave Behind, the lyric becomes more universal about being young and full of doubt in yourself. And then Bono says it's about seeing some people who are ashamed about their bodies, in particular teenagers with eating disorders, not feeling comfortable with themselves and their sexuality. It's just saying to them, you are one of a kind, you're an original of the species. So it's a Be Who You Are song. I can't wait to play it live. And he also said, I didn't want it to appear like a song out to a child, so I kept it sort of erotic tension. He
I
would
That
say
creeped
that.
me out a little bit because
Again, it's this thing about the difference between knowledge and wisdom, between beware of knowingness. Your sense of teenage girls is you sense with teenage girls this incredible pressure to be beautiful and to do well in their school. It's as if every waking moment, the whole world is telling them what they're not. I wanted to write a song about uniqueness. It's worth remembering that you probably have something the world really needs. Trying to discover what that might be is one of the challenges of life. But one way you will not discover is by trying to be who you're not. That
heavy.
makes me want to cry a little.
Yeah. So this song, and I don't go into every song and, like, check. This song is structurally weird for U2 song because it doesn't have a really defined bridge.
Yeah.
And that's the, I mean, it has a little bit. It's, the part where it's Bono's vocals, but it's part of the lyric. It's not a bridge. But when he says, "Come on now, show your soul. You've been keeping your love under control." It's not really a bridge. It's
No.
still part of the verse. So, like, that's a really weird thing because I think the best part of U2 songs are generally the bridge.
I mean, songs in general.
Yeah, exactly, songs in
I mean,
general,
that's
but
what.
obviously with U2, I mean, think about, I don't know, nothing, everything just left my head.
So this is like Taylor Swift is really famous for her epic bridges. And I remember at one point, one of my kids being like, oh my God, the bridge of this song, whatever, whatever. And I was like, when did you start learning like music theory, whatever? And I was like, and then I'm like, oh, bridges aren't new.
Right.
She does have epic bridges, but so do a whole lot of other brands. And songs in general have bridges.
Yeah.
But I never, go ahead. I'm interrupting you. I apologize.
No, it's okay. But I mean, just, I don't know, I just, U2's bridges, like, with or
Yeah.
without, they're just great. So this is another one where Bono's voice is great, but again, and I don't know the right terminology, but, like, when he, like, de-escalates,
Hmm.
he's like, he gets the hard notes, and then his voice is a little iffy on stuff that I would think would be easy,
Yeah.
which he is he's overcome that big time,
Right.
but this was still not yet, not quite yet.
But getting there, there's something I have later where Paul McGinnis is reflecting on this album and he's saying Bono sounds better than he's ever sounded. And I
You know,
do think
Bono
like this is like the beginning of his real growth.
yeah. I mean, Bono says that about, he said that when his father died, like, his voice just kinda took off. I don't disagree with that, but it will not be refined as much until Songs of Innocence.
Right. Well, it's my understanding. I mean, he had professional
Yeah.
coaching. I feel like that I heard that officially. But yeah, it is interesting how his voice changed. But
So,
this song, yeah,
I said I didn't mention this, but back to the bridge, I said, "A defined bridge is you choose bread and butter."
and this song's kind of missing it.
It is missing a bridge,
But it's so,
but I love it. I love the song.
yeah. I mean, and for me, this is a lot of hindsight now that I have teenage daughters and we've dealt with eating, disordered eating, that like daughters are their lives. And it wasn't until really like researching this song that I put that together that they, Bono and Edge have been dealing with all the same girls growing up shit that I'm dealing with now. Like,
Absolutely.
and just how hard and worrying that is. It's like scary.
Yeah. I put a thing up. This does all go together, but I put a thing up on, I think, Instagram that said I would, trust to leave my daughter with drag queens more than I would MAGA people. And
Oh, yeah.
my I don't have a daughter. My sister-in-law wrote back and said, "Absolutely." And I'm like, "You know that when I say my daughter, I mean your daughter."
Right.
And, like, I feel like it's gotta be like that with I mean, I meant her daughter. I mean your daughters. I
Right.
mean, my
I know
my
what you mean. Yeah.
my friends, but, like, I mean that. Like, I don't have, in terms of my personal reproductive health, and I don't have a lot of skin in the game, but I worry about my friends' kids. And I feel like this is, Bono and Edge's version of that. Like, they raise their kids together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a family does. That's what friends do. That's what a village does.
In a very unique and hard situation.
Right. Another story that came from, in I think, two different books, but that right before the recording, or in the middle of the recording of this album, Edge and Morley got married. And
Yes.
one of Edge's best men was Bono. And he said like, just going to, like, the courthouse or whatever, that he thought that was a formality, and it ended up being emotional because
Yeah.
I imagine just having your people with you, or to share that, is emotional. But they're a family. There's no, for good or bad, that's how they are.
Yeah. It's such a unique situation. It's like magical.
Okay,
Well,
to love and peace, and
daughters,
all the family, and all of everybody.
and you don't have to be their birth mom to have them be your daughters. They are all your daughters.
Yep. And I mean, because I don't have, I don't have daughters, like, I feel that so strongly with your kids and my niece and my cousins, and
Yeah.
it's just a connection that, if you like, I know from my aunts that, like, being an aunt is just
Way cooler than being a mom.
way cooler, but just so unique. I mean, I know my aunts would do anything for me.
Yeah.
Okay, this track 11 is the word that shan't be said. It's like Voldemort.
Is that
Motherfucker.
true? Are you
Yeah,
not supposed to say it?
I have a lot, and this is just what my knowledge of this is, because, I was raised frequently going to the synagogue and everything, but Yahweh is a word that's not supposed to be said. I have a lot on this, so if you don't,
Well, first of all, it's been played 98.
I've heard it 6.
Same.
Okay. If I go to hell after this, Jews don't believe in hell, but if I go to hell after this, I totally blame Bono
Is it
because
okay if you're just saying it in the name of research?
I hope so.
Can you just sing it?
I hope so. But I can explain this because I actually know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
I
I want to
I
hear.
hope. Okay. So it's I've always understood it that Yahweh is God's name for himself. So it's a tetragram. I had to look that one up because I wasn't sure
Okay.
exactly what it was, but I knew it was like an abbreviation. But it's the Hebrew letters Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, which roughly means I am.
Oh, okay.
So Jewish people tend to like abbreviations. So in a prayer book, Yahweh is the Hebrew letters Yud Yud, which you don't say anything for that. So it's like on Hanukkah we spin a dreidel, and the letters that are on the dreidel actually are also I guess it's a tetragram of a great miracle happened there. Unless you're in Israel, and then your dreidel says a great miracle happened here.
Interesting.
Yeah. So in Judaism, you say, in lieu of saying Yahweh, you say in prayer, Adonai, which you're also not supposed to say unless you're saying it in a prayer.
Okay.
Casually, you say Hashem, and that's what is okay to say all the time. The other two are not. Okay, so I like this song. It's the best. It's another one of those end on a prayer.
Yeah. Oh, and then it's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely perfect.
I had a really hard time writing this, but because I'm not a believer in God as God is defined traditionally, I believe there is more to this world and more to this universe, but I absolutely cannot define it. But I wrote, I feel the joy of God in this song. And then I put, what?
So I'm just like, don't sing along, don't sing along. I like this song. I mean, I really, really like this song. But I thought it's, there's so many lyrics on here, and I didn't make enough notes, but there's so many lyrics on here that are like almost like recycled of other
Yeah.
lyrics. So like I'm listening and I hear him say, take these shoes, click clacking down some dead end street, take these shoes and make them fit. Take this shirt. And my head immediately just goes to, do you feel loved? Take this shirt, tear it off me, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but there's just on this
I mean,
album,
how many times can you sing about a shirt?
I know, right? But there were some other references, and I didn't think about. I didn't note them until I got to here, and then I started thinking again. I mean, why would you not? But the last lyric, take this city, a city should be shining on a hill. Take this city, if it will be your will. What no man can own, no man can take. Take this heart, take this heart, take this heart and make it break. Jerusalem, which, I mean, what a wonderful idea to have a city that no one owns. But there are no cities that no one owns.
No.
So I don't have I mean, that's just a really great thought.
Yeah. And he says it's one of the biggest songs on this album. I had this idea that no one can own Jerusalem, but everybody wants to put a flag on it. He says it's a word not meant to be spoken, but I got around it by singing it. I hope I don't offend anyone.
He kind of forced my hand.
Yeah, right. I played it to Jimmy Iovine at Interscope, who loved it up until the point where I told him it's the unspeakable word for God. And he said, call it matzo balls, call it Allie, call it anything but that. It's the record company guy, Steve Lillywhite laughs. It's like the guy who said, can you take the bloody out of Sunday Bloody Sunday so we can play it on the radio? which is apparently a true story. I just find it's the music of the song. It is so joyous.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just think, I mean, I think in the same vein that Grace is perfect ending
Yes,
for All They Can't Leave Behind. This is perfect ending for this song, for this album.
perfect. And I mean, like when you're coming up with the track order, how do you like this was obvious that the album was going to end with
Well,
this.
obviously. Obviously.
Yeah. Like I kind of think that like maybe City of Blinding Lights could have opened instead of Vertigo just because they're both big songs, but like Vertigo's way bigger and it's not always the best thing to open with the biggest song.
I feel
So
like
like
the
there are a
biggest
few
song
things
should be, I feel like track 3 should be the
is
first
is
single.
where you yeah. So like I mean there's a whole lot that I would maybe have ordered differently, but there's no I mean, there's no other option for a
For the
place
end.
for Yahweh.
Unless it's Fast Cars.
That's clearly that just screams bonus. It's like that's not really how the album ends,
No,
but
it's not how the album ends.
yeah.
But I really want to talk about it.
Okay. So wait, we said okay, we okay. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I wish I had and I just want to say like also I feel like the lyrics are actually irrelevant. That it's the melody is just it's another tool of the song.
Yeah,
As
I
they are. It always is, but yeah, it's another instrument. He could sing anything in this song and it would be perfect.
right.
But maybe
Why do
he
you have
should
to say that? No, but I remember like I do remember when the album came out, I was like, no, just be cool. It doesn't
I remember
matter.
being like, "Fucking God again?"
I'm I'm in here. I subscribe to the I don't really know, so I just say what I want to say.
I get mad because I'm like, "How are you making me sing about God again?
Right.
Don't make me sing about him again. At least hide it."
There's no hiding it in this song.
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Here's to the unspoken.
The name that Shanti said, and love and peace.
Love and peace. Okay, one more. Fast Cars. This was the bonus on I just learned this. So the Japanese releases often get a bonus track because their release date is later than the rest of the world. And it's like a thanks for waiting kind of thing. They get an extra song, extra something because they get stuff
I
later.
mean, there it on All That You Can't Leave Behind, it was Ground Beneath Their Feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is also the song that has the friggin' title of the album in it.
I know it. And those songs, like, I get so excited. Like, I get so excited to the origin of I mean, just like Under a Blood Red Sky and Rattle and Hum, and like how you pull those.
The
I
lyrics,
love it, and also, which comes first, the chicken or the egg?
right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously for Under Blood Red Sky and Rattle and Hum,
The
chicken came before the egg.
egg.
But like on a lot of other albums, it's I just love those songs.
Hearing some of the other I feel like with some of the other how to reassemble an atomic bomb, I think atomic bomb is in there a few times. I think but it's also like a fucking war is going on.
Yeah.
I love this song so deep in my soul.
It's
It
been
hasn't
played
played
16 times and we heard it once. And I
once.
know we both heard it once because we were standing next to each other at Madison Square Garden.
Front row at MSG right after Mary J. Blige walked out. So that was fun. Yeah. The speed and rhythm of the song is absolute perfection. It is just an onslaught. It's described as a strobe light of images taken from the evening news. But the fact that this isn't like a regular everyday no new two song blows my fucking mind because I think it is the funnest thing they've ever written.
So, do you know what blows my fucking mind about this song? It's Canary in a Coal Mine by the Police. And tonight
It's Canary.
I played them like both like
Like,
It's such the same song. Like, the cadence of the lyrics, and I'm not complaining because they're both,
yeah.
you
Yes.
know, great songs, but it is so like, you hear something and you're not sure what it is.
Yeah.
This is Canary in a Coal Mine. Listen to it if you guys don't know The Police,
I
Canary
fucking
in
love
a
it
Coal
so much. It's,
It's the
Xanax and
Latin vibe.
wine, which I think is so they had to take it was originally Xanax and red wine, I think, actually, and they took out that mention so it could go on the album and refigured it in the fast cars. There's a version on How to Resemble Atomic Bomb called Pictures of You, which is did they mention pictures? Oh yeah, all I want is a picture of you that's mentioned in this lyric. I'm not sure the difference, but I feel like this should be like one of those regular like one to tour they have to do it and everyone hopes they get it. I don't get it. I don't get why it's not. It has to be so fun to play.
Sure, and
Maybe
I mean,
not.
they only played it 16 times.
Yeah.
It's got that's the other Latin vibe.
But like, okay, I could see that.
Yeah. I love
I
this
don't
song. I
know.
mean, I don't have my only notes are Japanese bonus tracks, Canary in a Coal Mine, Latin vibe again, and love. And then I highlighted, obviously, they're in the desert to dismantle an
Plan
atomic.
an atomic bomb. I just we couldn't go on without mentioning it. Like I just I could listen to it every day 100 times. And it's so fun to sing once you know the lyrics. I just feel
It
like
is. But I mean, do you hear Canary in a Coal Mine or it's just me?
I'm gonna have to go and listen to Canary in a Coal Mine, but as soon as you said that, like I heard that fast pace. On a quick note on fast cars,
Okay.
YouTube by U2. And this must be from, I'm guessing this is from Edge. He said, we recorded a new song on the second to last night of the studio, which ended up being a bonus track in Britain and Japan. We had a kind of electronic track called a Xanax and Red Wine that included the line How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. And we had done a couple verses, but didn't make it fit together. Bono wanted to use the lyric back onto the record, and we didn't have much time. So they put together some quick melodies and it turned into fast cars. It really ended the sessions on a high note. We were feeling we had made a good record and a record worth shouting about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a hand.
You're right about A Man and a Woman and or Crumbs from Your Table, but either of those songs, like, they had fast cars. They had
Entire Shadow album with Mercy that people go batshit crazy about. This Country Mile is wonderful. Like they had so many options. And those two songs are a little weird. I have a few comments from the band from YouTube by U2 about the album as a whole. Would you like to hear them?
please.
Edge says, I think it's our best album, although perhaps not our most innovative. We may have succeeded almost too much in making an album showcasing the band because I think some of the songs could have gone into a more experimental area sonically. But as a collection of songs, it's our best ever. Okay. Bono says it's definitely the best songwriting. There's more great songs on the album than any other. There's no filler, and I think that's a triumph. In retrospect, it's missing sonic cohesion, and maybe from the number of producers. And maybe the running order wasn't right. Maybe it didn't involve myself enough. But he's saying, like, without reading the whole thing, like, maybe it's good I wasn't in their way because usually I'm a real pain in the ass kind of
Right.
thing. Adam says, I remember feeling really pleased with the Joshua Tree and thinking we'd really broken new ground and gone places I didn't think we'd be able to. I would say I was as enthused about this record, although it is different kind of vitality and confidence to it. It is more mature and assured. Okay. Larry says, I think it's a really good record with some great songs. I'm not as emotionally attached to it as I was with All That You Can't Leave Behind. It just doesn't quite hang together as well as that album. It may be due to the mix of personalities involved, but it seems to be missing that same emotional thread. That's
So,
it.
Adam, one of the things I read, and I can't cite it, I don't remember, but Adam said that he thought that All That You Can't Leave Behind got undue praise. And listening listening to just for our podcast, listening to All That You Can't Leave Behind and then How to Smell an Atomic Bomb, I agree with that.
Yeah.
This is a much better album than All
Mhm.
That You Can't Leave Behind, but at the time, I don't know that it felt that way, you know? I don't know, but I think that it was only when we did our Tart talk about All That You Can't Leave Behind that I realized how much better How to Smell an Atomic Bomb is. And
I
I'm
agree.
dreading next year because
I know.
it's not gonna
Like,
go
it
well.
it's gonna be like a dissertation on some topic that you hate. Hopefully you
But
find
I mean,
some
we
joy in
got
it.
I hope so, but we got through October, we got through Passengers, so we can get through No
It's
Line on
fun
the
to talk
Horizon.
about things you don't
No,
enjoy.
I like October better than No Line on the Horizon. No Line on the Horizon is my very bottom
We had to drink
least
the fast
favorite.
cars.
Yeah, and
This is the end of my drink too.
I think I
Love and
have
peace.
another one. Love and Peace.
Oof. That one got me the chills. Last thing from Paul McGinnis.
Okay.
I love the record. It's wonderful, probably their greatest. Bono sings better than he has sung for years. And so often in the work of the band, the fact that his voice is the lead instrument gets forgotten. I'm delighted to see him back in top form, singing about things that matter to him. I wasn't so excited about the title. Indeed, I'm still not crazy about it. There was quite a bit of discussion about that, but it is a creative matter, and I thought I would air my views. I did not expect to prevail. I have a lot of quotes, not a lot, but like one from each band member about how they felt really uneasy about that, especially in the time of war, talking about the atomic bomb. But I have
Well,
one
can I
last,
let me just add this one little thing to it.
yeah,
We didn't talk about this at the beginning, but the idea behind this was that online there were directions on how to make an atomic bomb, and you could literally, for like less than $1 million, buy all the components and have the directions on how to make an atomic bomb.
there is something about that in one
That's
of the
just screwed
books.
up.
Right.
It wasn't one of the books. Yeah, and so I mean, what you need instead of that is directions on how to dismantle an atomic bomb.
Right. So this is the last thing I'm going to read. Paul McGinnis said the process of choosing a title would be that people air their views and then Bono decides. It's
Right.
probably a bit more subtle than that, but that's what it.
That's Bono's idea of democracy, that everybody gets a say and then they do what he says.
Yeah. He said it's probably a bit more subtle than that, but that's what it feels like sometimes. And then Bono says the naysayers were wrong. It's that simple. You just have to have a bit of bravery. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff. And then he says, what is rock and roll if you don't dare to have big ideas?
Not say this album is brave.
And they're talking about the album, this title.
The title, absolutely. I
This was
love
all of that was about the title.
Yeah, I love the title. I would not say this album it's great, and it leans rock more than most of their albums, but I don't think that it's anything that's brave. No Line on the Horizon, which I hate, is brave.
Very brave.
Yeah,
And this is their intention for this album was to make a four-piece band album, and they did it. I really think they did it.
absolutely.
And then
It's like
obvious,
Oprah thing, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. They all got their cars.
yeah. And then I guess kind of in hindsight from when this all happened, seeing that No Line on the Horizon is next, and it's such a huge break from this. I guess it makes sense that they went so far away from the four-piece rock band.
I get it. It's not my taste, but
Right.
I totally get it. Like, that is an appropriate jump. It's just not
And I
my
think we'll find that when we get there, that they'll be like, we really trusted our audience a lot to put this out.
I don't think they did because they didn't back it up on tour.
No, I guess trusted as in they would still stick with us even if this is
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah. Yeah. Because I actually think their biggest tour ever was 360.
I mean, figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
But the thing is that there are, and we'll get there are a few songs on that album that had a great live presence. I can think of
So,
two.
but think about, so go back to All That You Can't Leave Behind. What are they still play? What have they played continuously from All That You Can't Leave Behind?
Beautiful
Live.
Day.
Beautiful Day. And this has Vertigo and City of Blinding
Mm,
Lights, which, I mean, there's nothing that's a staple from Zooroba either.
no.
And they play Stay every once in a while, but it's not a staple.
And pop is non-existent.
Mm-mm.
Remember, other than our little boom cha that we got.
Yeah.
You're
But
welcome.
but I mean, at least they hold on to this album.
Right. And that says a lot when they hold on to an album, when they continue
Yeah.
to play it live.
I mean, they held on to nothing from No Line on the Horizon. I'm curious to see what another. The thing is, Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience to me are so great, and I don't think they're gonna hold on to anything from either of those albums.
Right. Like, I mean, I don't know how you get rid of the blackout, but I don't think it's coming back.
I don't think it is either, but it needs to.
It's fucking epic.
Epic. And well, obviously we've got 3 years. We'll get there, but, like, Red Flag Day? Come on.
How was that not a normal anyway?
I don't know, because it's, like, one of their best songs ever.
Like, I it feels like it might be easy to play. I don't know. It's a war style song.
It is. And I mean, but they're if they brought if they brought All Because of You into 2018, they can bring Blackout in or
And
Red
that's
Flag Day
yeah.
into 2026.
I literally saw more than one show on that tour because of Blackout.
My god. My god. But also, I mean, I hate to pat myself on the back, but remember how
You should pat yourself on the back.
I redid their set list and then they listened?
I mean,
Like,
they read your text messages.
because I gave them the set list, and then they showed up in Europe with my set list.
It was crazy. You're like, "You need to get rid of this and add
Like,
this."
this isn't working. So that I feel like for every tour, I come up with a set list, and they've only listened to me once.
It was good. They did a good job.
Yeah. I mean,
And it
I
has to
freaked
fit
the
the
crap out about
story. It has to fit the story.
that. Yeah.
I mean, the blackout's just it's as pertinent today as it was then.
Absolutely. Those 2 albums.
It is our world right now. Other than Bono's health scare, politically, it is our world, and that's the blackout. Like, we need that song again.
But also, the other thing is, two of us haven't had a health scare since 2018. We've all had it. I mean, everybody I know, but we've all had a health scare. So that still is, it's not Bono's, but it's,
Yeah. The world has been through a health scare. Yeah.
but also, like, think about what a, a new album would look like, because holy crap.
I mean, whatever they're working on right now, they have to, like, nix it.
I mean,
Unless
serious.
it's all still pertinent.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Trumpism, whatever that nationalism is, has been gone since 2020. Like, it's been consistent.
Yeah.
Trump's not new anymore. So whatever they're working on could still be pertinent.
Right. But I think that,
Start over.
I'm sorry, you guys. I know we did it in 2016 too. We made you start a new album. But sorry, we didn't vote that way.
No.
The world looks different now than it did 2 weeks ago.
Or actually, it looks the same.
It does look the same. My brother, I took him over to some friend's house one time for a party, and I'm like, just so you're warned, they're different. And he said, when you say different, you mean the same. I'm like, "Actually, I do." I do. And I got the domain name because I was gonna do a blog about this called Is the New Same,
Yeah.
but I got rid of it because I never did a blog because this took up my time. But I think that's a big theme, but I also think Bono needs to understand that America is not a good idea. It's really, really not because of the electoral
Yeah.
college, because of everything. We were never on solid ground, and we are definitely not now.
No, and this idea of, I mean, I'm going to phrase it this way, that America is a good idea, but the idea was never meant to be, because they came up with this idea that all religions and everyone could live here freely, but we were set up by white men, and that they never actually meant that.
No, and then it was never meant like that. I mean,
Right.
the electoral college it's people, wanted to count slaves but didn't wanna give them a vote, and we're still living that
Yeah.
in 2024. I mean, that's that everyone in our country do not deserve a vote. Only, a handful of states get their vote, and that's so screwed up, and the only way that's ever gonna change is if a Republican gets the popular vote and not the electoral. It's just never happened like that.
Right. Right. That's what we need, because then they'll be like, oh, maybe we should get rid of this.
Yeah,
I
and I hope that happens one day because that's the most outdated, antiquated
it's yeah.
piece of crap that
I mean, this election, Trump is the first Republican to win the popular vote in how long? But not the first Republican to win presidency.
well, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think that though Bush's second term, he got the popular vote.
Bush too,
Yes.
not his dad. Yeah, because
He
he
had
did
2
not get it first term.
No, the first term he didn't, the second term he did.
Yeah.
He won that, fair and square, which Trump won.
Anyway, we got a lot to talk about with that stuff. But we made it through our Tart Talk.
It's all Tart talk. My gosh. Like,
13 some shots
seriously,
later.
we built up to this all year, and shit, we did promise people we wouldn't talk about Trump. I did.
Well, it's at the end. No one makes it this far. It's just like, hi, Trisha.
Alice.
Hi, Alice.
But I have to say, we need to thank everybody who wrote these books, but we don't know any of them except for AJ.
AJ.
And thank you so much for giving us, um, research because we're running out of that. I think we're done with YouTube by YouTube.
I think you're right. And how far does Now Stokes go?
No Line, I think, is the end of the line.
No, we get Songs of Experience.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we get all the way through that.
And those two books for me are yeah, YouTube by YouTube and Niall Stokes's book. I have broken the spine on those books because I've used them so much.
Yeah, this is. Although, can I request that they not put black ink on red paper?
I hate that crap.
My own eyes can't fucking handle this shit.
No, and, like, I have to keep turning it, like, to reflect the light, but that's such a I mean, remember Propaganda? They did that crap all the
I
time.
really wanted. I was like, please let propaganda go to How to Dismantle, but it doesn't. It just goes through Elevation.
Yeah.
Yes, this goes through. It looks like 360. Yeah, it goes through Vertigo. Goes through Vertigo. So like we got through the album, but not the tour. There is tour stuff in here.
Okay.
In the iPod. So it gets into some more business. But yeah, I mean AJ's book right now is our saving grace.
Absolutely.
And it's fantastic, but it's factual. It purposely doesn't dive into the stuff that those books dive into.
No, exactly. But, I mean, like, what I mean, we that those comments are fun, but what we need are facts.
Band quotes. We're gonna have to find interviews.
I know where we're gonna find this crap.
We're gonna have to Google stuff. I like my hard copy books.
God, people, seriously. Can we get some kind of Rolling Stone archives
I'll call up Andy.
and put it in like a book?
Because I don't want to go on Rolling Stone's website. It takes like 1,000 years to load.
I know.
It's so advertising heavy. We'll ask our friend Andy Green. Can you just download and send us
Yeah.
all the YouTube articles?
Or just tell us what we need to say.
Right. That'd be good.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about, I mean, we next time, but we've got a lot of filler of content that we didn't. This week was a lot of stuff.
The Edge just talked to Rolling Stone, to Andy. Adam's been on TV. The How to Reassemble Atomic Bomb has listening parties happened. Y'all have to wait till December.
Yeah. Yeah, we're done. So happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, but
We'll be in Florida. We'll have some turkey and potatoes.
Yeah. I'm new.
Yeah.
I'm new to this country.
I'm new.
So I don't have that, my great grandmother's cornbread stuffing recipe.
Well, we don't have any. Everything's from my mom. But
Yeah.
we're going to be with my mom in Florida. So we'll just order. Last year, we just ordered something that was relatively similar to Thanksgiving food.
I usually go to my brother's in-laws for Thanksgiving, which I really would like to do. I just don't feel like traveling.
It is nice to get together with people you enjoy.
Yeah. And I do want to meet their new kittens.
Yep.
I have half a shot.
Drink it. If I'd had one more heavy sip's worth, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, it's half a shot. I would like to create a toast to 2025 and no line on the horizon.
We can do that.
What's our drink going to be then? I'll start working on it.
And when did it come out? Was it also late 2025?
Wait, no line on the horizon? It came out in 2008 or something.
I just wondered, do we wait till the month that it was released?
Yeah, we should do that. But I'm just saying we'll hit it in 2025.
Yeah. Just wondering when. Hopefully late.
So no line on the horizon? Question mark.
I'm excited, honestly, to learn a little bit more about it. I'm not excited to like things more, but I'm excited.
I definitely like October more after we did our up about it. But that said, it was always one ahead of No Line on the Horizon.
But have you gone back and listened to October since we did our app about it?
No, I have not.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, when was the last time you listened to
to any album?
Right? I haven't listened to. I mean, I don't listen to albums all the way through ever.
It was
right when they come out, but not
February 2009.
That's awful.
That's not happening.
Oh my god. We're not doing that in February. No.
But we should maybe do it before November.
We should. So that tour started in like Barcelona or something. So maybe we should do it with the anniversary of the tour in the US, which I believe was like in September.
Okay. Do we also worry about
or just do it in
other U2 news later in next year?
I mean, that should always be a worry, but let's say September.
September seems safe.
Yeah. But that said, if there's a new album that comes out next year, we're still not going to do it until.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I just mean, like, if things are exciting, do we need to be talking about that stuff?
Right.
Not in September.
God, no.
Okay.
But I do make it a practice of, like, the night we finish an up, I do start listening to the next album.
We usually do, don't we?
Yeah.
I might, on my way to work tomorrow, I might.
Okay. I don't know. This is going to be a rough one.
I love No Light on Horizon. I love Breathe, and I love Moment of Surrender.
I love stand-up comedy and Snow.
Really?
Snow. It's such a good ballad.
Cedar, Snow.
No, not Cedar.
Those are different songs. It's just not just called Snow.
It's not called Snow. I'm totally.
Like, get on your boots.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
White as Snow.
White as Snow. I like that song, and I like stand-up comedy.
What? I'll go crazy if I don't go crazy tonight.
I do like that. Okay.
There's some things.
There are
Magnificent has grown on me. I used to be really mad at him making me singing about God. Really, really fucking mad. I'm like, I can't. No, I draw the line here. But recently, if I hear it on like Sirius, I'll leave it on.
Right. But you have to figure that like probably like 75% of their fans are like not believers. Like that choir he is not preaching to.
No.
But we're still there.
Yeah. I mean, I just think we just step over Fez and then we'll be fine.
No, there's a lot more I want to skip over, but
I will forever be mad at them for not continuing to put Breathe in the set list, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Because I think that was a huge loss for this album.
I don't know, but I know that, I had
an amazing opening song. It was an amazing opening night song.
But when, I went to, I think my first show of 2011 leg was Baltimore. And I didn't know the set list at all. And I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna play through Achtung Baby. Like they're gonna play the whole album.
Yeah.
And that was exciting. I'm sorry, I didn't miss any of the No Line, but I understand that was the point of the tour.
But I just felt like that one song as the opening song, you could do it, people could forget about it if they didn't like it, but I felt like it worked. And then it honored the album.
So something we didn't talk about tonight, maybe we should revisit with the tour, is that for Vertigo, they didn't start every show with the same song.
You're right.
Yeah. Because that was the first tour I'd ever seen that.
Yeah.
Not the last, but the first tour I'd ever seen that.
I do realize we need to actually say goodbye on this app.
Yeah. God, I'm tired.
I really gotta go to bed. Okay, y'all. Thanks for coming on this journey with us.
13 shots tonight. 14 shots tonight.
We just talked for 20 minutes and realized we didn't say goodbye.
No. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for listening, and tune in December.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk to you then.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. We'll be back next week with more U2ish content.
In the meantime, keep chatting with us on social media at _Garden Tarts.
Sign up for our newsletter at thegardentarts.com and share with your YouTube friends.
You can support us on Patreon, buy me a coffee, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts, a U2ish podcast with the Garden Tarts, is created, produced, and edited by us, the Garden Tarts.
Intro and outro music by December.
See you next week.